All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. My name is Brian. I'm here with Summit Forgery. I'm
Hello,
sure that's
hello.
the name as it appears on his birth certificate. And we are, this is the show before the show. We're doing a bit of a pre show, talking to some of the people involved with the game jam, show them a little bit of love, show off their work and their games. So I guess we're gonna give 7 minutes each person, show some gameplay, and chat with the developers. Right? That's all there is to it.
That's the plan.
All
That's the
right.
plan.
Well, let's start with our first guest, and if you guys have any questions for these guys, feel free to drop them in the chat, and we'll be sure to bring them up and talk to them. So first we have Virus UK, and you guys made I believe the game is called Restore and Purge. Is that right? Virus
Yep.
UK, welcome to the call.
Hello. It's quite nice to be up here and be one of the first ones. That's cool.
Yeah. So we understand that you were the closest person to make it into the finals. So we felt like we should, debut and show off your game because you apparently also intend to finish it. So first off, what convinced you? What is your game in brief? And then why are you gonna see this thing through?
Um, so my game is a low poly. Think of it as a low poly version of Call of Duty Zombies. That kind of concept idea. Um,
Yeah, I love
which,
this one when we were rolling
Yeah.
the admissions. So that was a lot of fun playing it.
yeah, and
What do you plan to do with the game moving forward? This was one of my favorites that we played last week. So
so it's got quite a lot that I intend to do. So I've already started work on it already. So designing more procedurally generated levels rather than singular levels. With restricted boundaries. So it would still be a town or a village, for instance. Designing some separated single player maps. So instead of having one large map like we have on this, it would partake of, I think, 5 smaller maps, which would then combine into one large map. A bit like, think of it like a transit, if any of you played that sort of concept idea.
Mm.
And that's mainly because of my brother-in-law is absolutely obsessed and with COD zombies, and he thoroughly enjoyed this. And as much as I'm doing it for myself, I'm also doing it for him. Um,
Dude, this looks amazing. I love this stylized look. It kind of reminds me of Medieval. Do you guys remember Medieval, where you were like this skeleton guy? But so you've done a lot of game jams. You've always you've participated in these things a lot. What makes this theme, or was this theme, this thing you were doing, harder to implement than previous jams?
uh, I went from the get-go to design this as a multiplayer co-op. So
Oh,
this was, I think, my second attempt at a fully multiplayer game. Um, so I'll be honest, in the game jam, we didn't manage to test the multiplayer capabilities because of it was restricted to LAN-based multiplayer at the time. Um, but it was fully compatible. I tested it at home; it worked fine, and that's where I hope to have this as a Epic Games / Steam release as well as itch. Um,
it looks great. How long did it take you to make this?
oh, oh,
Because
it's
the
funny
game
enough.
jam we had like a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, I had 2 weeks. I work about 70-hour weeks, so I don't get a lot of free time. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I think altogether this probably took about 19 hours.
we were
And
playing this
what?
last week, and you're probably not going to see the whole playthrough in this little snippet, but you can go through, upgrade buildings, change out your weapons. They've got stronger skeletons coming in later in the game, and yeah, it just felt really great playing this. So, congrats on the honorable mention. I really wanted to see this one make it to the finalists, but um, hey, like, keep playing in these jams. We're growing, and it's been so much fun to do this, and every season it's just growing. So thank you for your participation. And
Yeah, this is really impressive. So I did talk a little bit about how I really like the art style. What did you have what's the inspiration for this? What were you thinking of?
So the character builds are based off my last game jam game, which is a Gladiatorial Strategica, and I really like the player movements and the type of characters, that sort of stuff. So when it came to having a Templar restoring theme, it did make me think. I had recently played COD like a couple of days beforehand, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds like a shout."
Yeah, definitely a good-looking game. I love that you took something low poly and still gave it so much charm. Because there's a lot of big focus on high poly, high resolution, high realism games. And it just shows that you when you're working with less, you problem solve, you get creative, you can pull some good stuff off. So I guess I don't know if there's any if we should tell people where they can find you, or but I just want to give you a shout out. I think this looks fantastic. I hope you follow up and do more with it. I think it has I can already tell it looks like it's got potential.
Am I able to do a little bit of self promotion?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so of course you can find this on Itch, and you can go through the game jam. Anyone that's already seen it, I have put it up as a what is it, the showcase on the Discord. And as of, I believe it is next Friday, I have got just a small base Kickstarter, just to help hopefully develop this some more, and would help in regards to meaning that I wouldn't have to hopefully work at 70-hour a week just so that I can get this finished. And I've got a baby on the way as well. So
hey, congratulations!
Congratulations! Yeah, awesome, very based.
Hey,
all right,
Virus,
well, thank you.
I was wondering if you had any. Have you been doing this all on your own? Do you have any teammates you want to shout out, or anyone that helped you out? You've done this all on your own.
Yeah, I had some of the voice lines done by one of my mates, who's also going to be doing the voice lines in the updated one. So
cool. See you next season.
Yeah, I'll see you in 3 months.
All right, man. Have a good one. Love the game. All right, next we got. That was a really good looking game. I wish I saw it when you guys were presenting it. Yeah, it looks really cool. All right, so next up we got Legacy Forge. They were the guys that gave us Valor of Man, and apparently they are also someone. Well, we did a spotlight on them, so let's bring in Legacy Forge and chat with those guys. There was a couple of guys that I spoke to. Are they next on the list?
Some of them are teams, and some of them are on their own.
Individuals.
So, yeah.
All right, John Kramer. Oh no, this is Chudsoft. You guys are jumping the gun there. Spoilers.
When we were playing last week, we had 40 games to go through. So that's what this ended up being, a long stream, but it's very encouraging to see.
Tryon, what's up?
Hey guys.
How are you doing? So, this is your game, Valor of Man, which I think it's well. I already gushed about this one. I love your monsters.
Oh, wow.
Beholders.
Wow.
It's very cool. It's very cool. So good.
This is phenomenal.
Yes. This is I believe this is still, it's not out yet, right? They have a lot of work to do, but it's going to be like a turn-based RPG roguelike. Again, it's sort of low poly, but I think that's where the art direction comes out, and it looks like it's got a lot of replay value. And the thing that's especially interesting about this is it's reactive. It's got a reactive system. So, Tryon, I feel like I'm talking for you. Why don't you tell us about the Valor of Man?
Yeah, so it's a turn-based tactical RPG. where enemies react to your actions. So they have some deck of cards, and when you attack them, they will attack back or buff themselves. So this is our unique thing with the game. And we also implemented a lot of roguelike mechanics for replayability and for freshness and all that jazz. So
Yeah, bring in the encounters into a position where they can react to your ability in a little bit of an unpredictable way. That's a big deal. It's not something I've ever thought of, and that's really cool to see. I love the way the dragon falls apart when they defeat it here too. It's just so much detail in this.
Yeah.
When I interviewed these guys, I told them that it reminded me of like a board game. Where have you ever played like these board adventure games like the Dark Souls board game, or I have those D&D board games.
Yeah,
you know,
it's giving
and
me that D&D feel for sure.
yeah, for sure. And it'll be like where you do something and you have to like kind of anticipate their reaction and take that into account when you do your actions. So that's the strategy is a little bit more layered than it's not just like I hit you, you hit me, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
The RuneScape back and forth, hit the goblin, they hit you. Hit the goblin, they hit you. we're moving forward, aren't we? Moving up in the world.
Yeah. And you it's pretty cool. So like, did we see any enemies in this trailer that were not available? I see the spider that wasn't in the beta, as far as I am aware. Are there any other enemies, in this trailer that were not in the beta?
No, all the enemies in this trailer are in the beta, but you need to play multiple times to reach them.
So
right. The spider is the second boss, and the succubus, the girl with wings, is the third boss. So you have to win once, win twice, so you get to them. That's.
How long have you guys been working on this?
We've been working for about 2 years. In March we'll have been working. Yeah.
And it's on Steam right now for wishlist, right?
Yes, it is on Steam. And we are currently in beta, but we plan to release the free demo about on 10th of February.
That's really soon.
Coming up.
Yeah.
We're pretty happy with where we are now, but we still have some way to go with the reaction system. People, some want to play it, without looking at the reactions, and they are kind of punished and they don't like it. So we have to find a balance.
Could you tell me a little bit more about the decision making there? Like what's going on behind the scenes there with is it like an AI thing that's kind of helping the monsters make a decision, or how does that work?
No, it is a little simplified than that. So at this point, most common monsters have only one reaction, and that reaction can say something like they will move towards you and attack you. And if you are in their range, let's say they move 3, they will come and attack you if you hit them from afar. But if you hit them from close to them, they will attack the one who attacks them. But some of them have something like a chance to explode, like the bugs. When you hit them, they will come to you to fight you, but they have a chance to explode. So you can work with that. When they explode, they hit the other enemies also, and you. So you can try to kite them and explode the other stuff like that. So each card on the enemy is made from multiple actions, small actions like move, attack, AoE attack, ranged attack, and stuff like that. So through a combination of these, the cards are combinations of little actions. And that's kind of the AI of the monster.
Is the choosing of the cards randomized, or like what goes into the decision making when it comes to the
choosing of the cards is randomized. So again, the common enemies are simpler, but the elites and the bosses have, let's say, 3 or 4 reactions, and they start when they start the fight, they pick one randomly. Some of them have some actions predefined to be that one, if in their philosophy. For example, the Slayer has the struck a nerve. So you hit him, you struck a nerve, and he comes to you fast and tries to bash you with his shield. And then he chooses randomly. But you see what card they will play. So once you play a while, you start to understand these more complicated monsters, and you know what they do.
Could you tell me a little bit more about the party here and the characters that you'd be playing?
Yes,
got a few more minutes?
Yeah, the party is kind of classical RPG games: warrior, cleric, rogue, mage, but they each have 3 possible classes, and each class is specified on some things. Let's say, for example, the warrior can be the captain, which is kind of a support guy, empowers the allies. Can be berserker, which is more on upfront damage and not with the not buffing the party. He's raw fury. Or he can be a champion who taunts the enemies and tries to soak the damage, more like a tank. So, and for example, one class that is really interesting in our game, because it is tied to the reaction system, and the action system is the seer, the mage seer. And she has all kind of abilities that manipulate the enemy deck. You can change their next reaction or skip the next reaction and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a. I've already talked with you guys about this game.
Yeah.
It looks really good. I'm excited for this one. And some of my followers on my channel over Honey Badger Arcade, they've already said that they've wish listed it and they're looking forward to the beta. So it's good to know that that's coming soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now as well. I haven't seen this quite yet.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, and good luck. Hopefully you guys are going to be enjoying some success.
Thank you.
So
you two guys
all right.
have a great show. Also, I saw the show last week, and it was pretty fun. I watched it. It was nice.
Oh,
really cool.
That's great. Thank you.
And
These
some of the games
jams are
that I liked are in the finals, so pretty nice.
Yep.
Pretty nice. Yeah, cool.
All right. Well, very exciting stuff. Okay, so that was Legacy Forge. They have the game Valor of Man. Check it out on Steam. It's there now. You can wishlist it. Okay, and then we got Chudsoft. So I played their Roman a Day. I sucked at it. Terrible. So this is John Kramer. I never spoke to you, John. Hi, how you doing?
Yo, what's up, my people? We got to get Power in here. Where's Powerlifter? My
There we go. So these are the Chudsoft guys, the Chuds of Chudsoft, and what's
up, guys?
You guys did? Hey, what's up? How you doing? Women's powerlifting champion.
The names seem to change all the time.
This is a good one. I would stay with that. Should put like a gold medal on in your.
The Discord's been pretty fun in that way.
So, what do you guys have to show us for the game jam? What are we looking at?
So we got a trailer. Oh wait, for the game jam, what we did.
Well, what your Roman a Day, right? We're talking.
This
about that.
was the last game jam. So
the last one. Yeah.
They've been continuing to work on this since the previous jam. So
Yeah,
go ahead and
so
give
the
us
game
an
we're gonna
update.
show off. Yeah, Roman
So the-
Day.
So the build you're going to show us is different from the one I played.
It's ever evolving, but I think we just got a trailer. I don't know. I think Recon's got to play the trailer.
Okay, let's take a look. This is Roman a Day, work in progress. Ooh. About 20 minutes. So
Yeah, I
that
saw
was
your
Roman today.
playthrough.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing that, by the way. Thanks for checking
I
it
know.
out.
Now that you guys gave me some tips, I might try again this time, upgrading things. So, what made you decide to like that you wanted to go forward and develop this game more for a full release?
It seemed like it was like a smash hit. Like a lot of people were saying that they loved it and would want to see it continued. So we were like, this is a game, because what we've been trying to do as a studio, our past stuff we've been working on like huge stuff that we could never finish. So we're like, let's do like shrink our scope down, do smaller games. Roman a Day seemed like the perfect like mini, because it's like a fast paced mini RTS. Like if when you're playing it, it's we're trying to figure out how to dial that in so that everyone kind of like knows this going into it, where it's like if you feel like you're speed running a traditional RTS, like the game is doing its job. It's supposed to be where you're supposed to feel rushed. And it just seemed like the perfect little project. We're like, all right, we're gonna give ourselves 6 months development time, coming out March 15th. We're just gonna like dial in and actually push out a game.
Yo, something that
Yeah,
I
pretty
try
much.
to encourage people to do in the jams, like every single time with the judging, is like I love to see the games continued. As fun as it is to make a game in 2 weeks, but to see, these projects being continued later on, it's great to see. So, what have you guys done since the previous game jam? How's it been updated? I haven't played it since the previous jam. Uh, what's changed?
Yeah, we added a whole bunch of a couple new units. We added a whole bunch of new structures that you can build. Made it so that you can build more sophisticated things, like some walls and things like that. Kind of more like you're actually building like a barbarian village or what have you, rather than just like a bunch of buildings just kind of scattered around. Also, just kind of did a whole bunch of like quality of life changes, making it a lot more polished and make it feel a lot better. It's things like that.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was being able to move troops. That doesn't sound like a huge thing, but in the jam we couldn't implement that. We changed
Yep,
that. So
I remember.
Oh,
yeah, we're trying to add some new game modes too.
I've got a quick question for you guys. How long can you survive? What's the record? Who's better at the game, powerlifting or John?
I'd say
John's the one
power.
that's really good at RTS games. I don't remember what our top scores are. We had a friend that lasted like 30 minutes though at one point.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, that's
37
impressive. I think
minutes.
in the jam we got to like 7 or something.
hmm
yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is the whole point of it to just see how long you last until you die? So it just gets your heart rate going, and yeah.
Oh man.
But I'm reminded of something. I'm sorry for the digression, but I used to play this game on the PlayStation called Driver, and they had this. It was kind of like this car game, and then you have to like avoid cops. Yeah, with a 3 in it. Yeah, no, that was the third Driver game. But like the first one, they had this. Yeah, they had this mode called Survival Mode, and it was just how long until the cops destroy your car, and the longer you can go, like the cops will just come at you, like rabid animals. And I'm just wondering, like it's kind of like survival just means how long do you last till you die. So is that kind of like the mood you're going for? Like, does Rome always win eventually? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah.
get steamrolled no matter what. It's like, how long can you live? We want to do potentially like an actual proper like wave survival one. So you have like the eternal night mode, proper wave survival, and we're also looking at adding like a town hall mode where the objective is to protect a singular building, your town hall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
So
a
we're like,
tower defense kind of feel.
exactly,
Yeah.
Cool.
give the
Yeah.
players like a few different ways to kind of approach it and how they want to play it.
Yeah.
Did you mention new units when I asked what you changed? What would you change about the characters running around?
We didn't change much about that. What we did was we added bears, which was one of the things that we were really wanting to implement during the jam, but we didn't have enough time for that. We put archers in the game.
Yep.
We're working on making a new roaming unit as well. So they're going to have basically ballistas that they wheel into the level, and they can shoot big rocks at your structures and things like that. So
And now you can strategize their positioning too. They don't just run
Mhm.
randomly to the closest unit.
oh, they still do that.
All right.
Yeah, but you can move them now at least, which you can. If you put them in the wrong spot strategically, you can change the location or like throw them at your enemies.
Something that I'd be pulling from the Total War games is that you can have these units and you can put them in a position. You can have them choose to move, or you can have them sit still. Like, might be something to just be able to pick their attitude towards. If the bear is coming at them, the archers don't want to run towards the bear.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Wasn't Company of Heroes like that, where they kind of like they were kind of independent? You'd send a unit somewhere and they'd all do their things, kind of know their role. I don't know. So what do you guys think about, considering, your what we're all doing this for? What do you think about how we need to change the gaming industry to be a little bit more based? So, do you have any thoughts on that? I mean, you are called Chudsoft after all.
Yeah, that was one of the things that we wanted to. We're kind of wishing that our that roaming a day was a little bit more like iconoclastic, I guess. It's kind of in and of itself, it's not that based. It's just kind of like a strategy game. It's fun. I think that
Mhm.
it does what it's supposed to do, but I kind of wish that we were doing something that could make a little bit more of a splash. That's kind of going along the lines to like what we tried to do for this game jam with Hong Kong 98, and also with what we want to do with our next game. So
Hong Kong
Oh.
98, by the way, was insane. It was insane. In a good way, but insane.
Oh, it was unhinged. Yeah.
It was
that was
wild.
probably the most unhinged game we've ever created, honestly.
Yeah, the most deserving of Chud game.
I have to check that out. I had no idea about Hong Kong 98, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I would say before you play it, just check out like AVGN's video on Hong Kong 97 just to get context on it, because it's much funnier if you like know the meme. But it's like,
Okay.
yeah, that game's a classic, so we had to do a proper sequel.
Yeah. So what's you guys ran this game in Roman a Day on your own engine. What's the future of your engine? I guess you guys call it the Chud engine.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Chud
actually Roman a Day was actually made on Unreal Engine. We did Chug Engine for Hong Kong 98. We're eventually wanting to make like a top-down shooter with it. So we're still developing it. I was actually just trying to
Ooh.
build a lagging some better lagging system. I mean, better as in there wasn't one before, and now I'm trying to make it so that it has one.
Yeah, Hong Kong 98 was like our flagship game just to test it out. But yeah, we're going to continue with it, and our next like big game is going to be made on it.
Very
Which is
cool.
gonna be
Very
called
cool.
Soul Shooter. So keep an
Thanks
eye
for
out for that.
participating.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks, guys, for your input. It was good meeting you guys over at Chudsoft. I saw you retweeting some of my tweets and commenting on them. So
For sure, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for checking out our game.
Oh yeah, definitely. I loved it. All right.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Okay, so I guess we just end this is the pre-show. We got like
It's
15
pre-show.
seconds, so we'll see you guys for the main show in
Enjoy
30
the jam.
minutes. Yeah, enjoy the jam. Looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, crack open a cold one with the boys, and I'll see you guys there.